Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma anfa'ni bima 'allamtani wa 'allimni ma yanfa'uni wa zidni ilma. So dear students, yesterday we have completed chapter number 7, that was the atoms, molecules and ions. And we have started chapter number 8, that is the simple chemical reactions, in which we have learned about the different type of chemical reactions which are taking place in our daily life. And we also learned about the corrosion of a marbles by acid rains, that involves the chemical reactions. And we have learned about the definition of chemical reaction, in which reactants they are changing into products. So we are going to start from page number 161. Here are the different examples of chemical change. In the previous page we have learned that how physical changes are different from the chemical changes. For example, there is an example of water changing into a steam, and the steam, it can be condensed back into a liquid state. So this is the physical change. But another example, the copper carbonate burning. So the heating of a copper carbonate, it will change into two new products. So new substances will formed. So that's why this is a chemical change. Okay. Now if we are talking about the page 161, here is another example of chemical change, that is the burning of paper. The burnt paper, it will change into ashes, but the it cannot be reversed back to its original form. Means the burnt paper, it cannot be changed back into paper again. So the new substance is formed. In this case, means paper, it is changing its composition. So that's why this is the chemical change. And in many type of changes, the energy is exchanged with the surrounding. Here are another examples of the physical and chemical changes that that are happening in your daily life. For example, in the different life processes, such as the breathing, the digestion, the movement, the respiration, involve the physical and chemical changes, and they are useful, and without them we would not be able to survive. And here is another example of chemical reactions in our daily life. The first one is the photosynthesis, in which exchange of gases occurs, and the cooking, in which a new substance is forming. New substance will formed, composition of a thing change. So now look at the another example of another differentiation between the physical and a chemical change. In physical changes, the matter change its appearance. It can change its appearance, but the chemical identity of a substance will not change. Means, for example, you can easily understand from these examples here. The melting of a ice is changing into a liquid, but if you freeze that liquid, it will again change into a into ice cubes. Another thing is the chopping wood. It will The wood will convert into smaller pieces, but it will remain a wood. So no new substance is formed. And the shredding paper, and the next is the mixing gray and green marbles. These are all examples of the physical changes. Now move on to the chemical changes. Chemical changes involve the new products formation. For example, the burning wood, the rotting banana. The next is the mixing vinegar and baking soda, in which gas is evolved. The carbon dioxide it will form. Okay, the next is the fireworks. In all these examples, a new substance will form. So these are the chemical changes. So the product is of the different chemical identity, means the composition will change. So it is the chemical change. Okay, now try it out. The first one is the burning of wood. Obviously the burning of wood is the chemical change. The next one is the toasting of bread. Toasting of bread is the chemical change, because it cannot be reversed back to its original form. It's the untoasted bread. Okay, the next is the sublimation of iodine. First you have to learn about the sublimation process. Sublimation is the process in which a solid directly change into a vapor phase without changing into a liquid. For example, dry ice. Now here is the example of sublimation of iodine. So this is the physical change, because once it's changed into a vapor phase, it can be again returned back to its original form. So it is the physical change, in which the next is the decaying of food. Decaying of food is the chemical change. Decaying of food is the chemical change, and the boiling of water, it is the physical change, in which liquid is changing into vapors, and vapors can be again condensed back to a water. Okay, now you have to write all the chemical and physical changes below these diagrams. The next is the differentiation between the physical and a chemical change. The main differentiation points are given here. Okay, the next thing is the example of chemical change. The first one is the sugar dissolving in a tea, the logs burning, the breaking water up by us separating into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, now the next thing is the next topic is the chemical reactions. Chemical reactions. The next topic is about the chemical reactions. Okay, we have learned about the chemical reactions in which the reactants, they are continuously changing. They are continuously changing reactants. They are continuously changing into the products. For example, now if you have a look of this page 163, you can easily observe that iron sulfur, it will goes to form iron sulfide, and the next example is the potassium plus nitric acid, potassium hydroxide plus nitric acid, it will form potassium nitrate and water. So before the arrow, these are the reactants, and after the arrow, these are the products. And we can represent these equations by two methods. Means the first one is the word equation, and another one is the chemical equation. We have explained, we can easily explain these chemical reactions by two methods. The first one is the word equation, another one is the chemical equation. Okay, now here is another example of the water formation, in which hydrogen, it will combine with oxygen, and then it will goes to form water. Hydrogen plus oxygen, it will goes to form water. Okay, now this is the same thing which is given here. Two molecules of hydrogen, one molecule of oxygen, it will goes to form two molecules of water. Okay, now look at this one. I am writing the chemical equation over here. H2 plus O2, it will goes to form H2O. H2 plus O2, it will goes to form H2O. So if we are looking at the atoms, the number of atoms in this equation, so hydrogen is of 2 number, means 2 atoms of hydrogen are here, oxygen 2, hydrogen 2 and oxygen is 1. So we have to balance this equation. So for this purpose, we will write the 2, we will multiply the 2 with the product water. Okay, if we are multiplying the 2 with water, so number of hydrogen atoms in the product, they will form, they are 4, and oxygen, they are 2, means 2 is multiplying over here. So 2 is the number of oxygen. Okay, now look at the reactants in which hydrogen is 2. So for balance this equation, we will multiply 2 over here. So 2 2s are 4, means hydrogen is of 4 and oxygen is 2. Oxygen is 2. So number of atoms in the reactants are equal to the number of products, the number of atoms in the product. 4 is hydrogen, 2 is oxygen in the reactant. These are all reactants and these are products. You can easily observe reactants and products, the number of atoms are equal, the number of atoms in the reactants and product are equal. So this is called the law of conservation of mass, in which no mass is lost or gained. So reactants, the number of atoms in the reactants, they are equal to the number of products. This is called the law of conservation of mass. Okay, now tomorrow we will start from this topic again. सुब्हानकल्लाहुम्मा बिहम्दिका सुब्हानकल्लाहुम्मा बिहम्दिका नशहदु अल्ला इलाहा इल्ला अंता नस्तगफिरुका व नतूबु इलैक। अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू।